So following on from our review diaries video of the Degritter Mark II, we now want to take you through a full clean process, essentially in real time, to give you a better idea of how the machine operates, the kind of noise it makes, and also its cleaning ability, of course. So we have a record here. This hasn't been cleaned or anything like that. It's just coming straight off a turntable after being played. You just simply slot it in here at the top. What we're going to do is we're just going to run the basic one revolution cycle here for 7 minutes 15. We're going to put a small drop of the cleaning fluid in just to make sure we get the best results. So you just need a small amount in the back with water. And once we've done that, we're now just going to, we've set it up for one cycle and we're literally just going to press go. So you'll hear the machine obviously firing up now. This is essentially doing its pre-soak followed by its wash process. And you'll see in a moment, obviously the vinyl will begin to spin as it begins to do the full cleaning process. So this is now the machine obviously doing the cleaning process. It's done its pre-soak, so it's going right around the revolutions. It's moving back and forth. Obviously when it's in the water, that's when you're getting that ultrasonic cleaning, and that's going to remove all that dust, that debris, and essentially all those nasty bits that we don't want on our vinyl, and we certainly don't want our cartridge picking up. As you'll see it obviously coming up round, you'll see here, obviously you can see where the water's been, where it's already cleaned, and what work it's been doing. You'll obviously of course notice it is not getting anything on the main label here in the middle, so it's not going to damage your vinyl or anything like that. And again, this is all totally automated, as you can see. So it's spinning the vinyl itself. It's running the program itself. So you can obviously, of course, just leave this to run on its own accord. As I said before, you can go and make yourself coffee or maybe something stronger, or say turn your system on, leave it for 10-15 minutes, just let everything warm up. And when you come back, this will be pre-soaked, washed and dried, and essentially just ready to put straight on your turntable. So I think that's where the convenience side of the Degritter is really, really useful to customers, and obviously even for us here in store using them, it's really, really useful for demonstrations. We're able just to put 2 or 3 records through and have them ready and clean for demonstration. So what you'll have seen there is that is the pre-soak starting. So the ultrasonic cleaning aspect of it has now kicked in. You'll maybe just hear that small buzz. If I actually just move the microphone closer, you can maybe hear that small buzz. And effectively what that is doing is that has done its pre-soak, obviously to get the vinyl spun once round. It's now going on to its ultrasonic cleaning process, where it is literally vibrating out all of those impurities and the dust from the vinyl. Again, you'll see it kind of does it it's not a full rotation, it's moving back and forth. Obviously that's just to make sure it's clearing out all the vinyl grooves and to make sure you're left with perfectly clean vinyl in the end. As you'll see here on the front, obviously it's showing you where it is in the process. So we're just before halfway at this moment. You'll see as well it is showcasing you the water temperature. So at the moment we're at 24 degrees, which is showcasing you obviously that it does warm the water up somewhat. Now with the ultrasonic process, that of course does heat up during that, so this is actually built in to cool it as well to make sure it maintains a good temperature. So it's finished now, the ultrasonic cleaning. It's obviously now just doing an initial spin, essentially just to do another soak. And as you can see here, the water droplets have become much, much smoother, where you've seen it's actually been able to do that cleaning process. And this is the drying fan now firing up. Now, of course, you'll hear this is a little bit louder with it being a fan. Of course, this is the noisiest part of the process. but it is obviously a huge advantage because you're left with vinyl that is ready to play. Of course, as you come around here, you'll see that it has begun to dry various aspects of the vinyl, but it will continue this revolution again for just over nearly 3 minutes, um, just as it makes sure that all the grooves are completely clean and clear. It is worth pointing out that, of course, this probably sounds much louder than it actually is. Obviously, with us using a microphone for the video, it's going to amplify that sound. So it's really not a very loud machine. Perfectly happily sit in the room with it while it's doing a process. But of course, it is worth bearing in mind it does have the drying process, and that will unfortunately make some noise. But you can also hear how quiet it was during the rest of the process. So overall, it's a very usable machine in most homes and shouldn't cause any really inconvenience. Again, as you'll see, the icons are obviously indicating as well what is happening. So it's drained the water away that it used for the cleaning process, and obviously now, as we said before, it is in its drying process. So it's now entered its basically its final phase of the drying process. You will maybe be able to see obviously a lot of that debris has been removed there, and the vinyl has obviously got that shine back on it. But we'll just let this finish off, and then we'll get a look at the final product. It is worth mentioning, of course, as well, if for any reason you do need to stop this or anything, you simply can press stop, and that will cut the whole process and cycle. Um, so once it's started, you're not stuck waiting. You have the option of just stop it or pause it, and restart it again if required. So just getting down now to the final drying process, the last 30 seconds. Obviously, when this time's out, the machine will stop, and we can get a look at the results. So you'll hear the three beeps, and that means that the process is finished. We can lift the vinyl out, and as you see, it's got a beautiful shine, no dust and no issues. It's just a really perfectly clean piece of vinyl ready to go straight onto your turntable. As I said before, no damage to the inner labels or anything like that. And again, it was super convenient. As I said before, we could of course left this by itself, but as you can see, it does offer exceptional results. So, and that was just on the basic system. So we could have run that system, as I mentioned before, in the 4 revolution mode for 1145, which gives you a much deeper clean. But as you see here, even with the basic clean, it's done a fantastic job. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And of course, if you have any questions about the Degritter, please do feel free to get in touch. We're always happy to help. So I hope you see you soon in the next one.